Hello again and welcome back to Scott Review Things. How you all doing? It's a Sunday, or I think it's just coming up for afternoon. And I've done some vlogs around Pompey and they've all been quite negative and miserable on the state of Portsmouth as a city. That's changed enormously over the years. But Wanda's paid for me, Wanda's over here. She's paid for me to do, I've got a few passions in life: beer, food, YouTube, and one of my biggest passions is this place, Portsmouth Football Club. So Wanda's paid for a guided tour of the club, the stadium, Fratton Park. So I thought we'd come and do a vlog of the outside of the ground, a little bit of history. I've been coming to Fratton Park for since I was 12. 1987 was my first game, and I've never done the guided tour of the stadium. So I thought it'd be quite interesting. I'm going to see if they can let me film it. We'll give you some information. I'll take you around the outside of the ground before we go inside. And yeah, we'll go from there. So let's spin the camera around and we'll have a little bit of a chat. So this is the iconic, I think we can call it, iconic entrance to Fratton Park. This is the old Pompey pub. So the old Pompey pub was designed and built by, let me get more bit of paper out so I can get this information correct. It's very important, I don't want to get this wrong. So the ground itself was built on old farmland. So on old farmland, it actually built on Milton farmland. So it doesn't actually sit in Fratton, it sits in Milton. But because it's closer to Fratton station, it made it easier for away fans to pinpoint exactly where the ground was going to be. Portsmouth Football Club came into existence April the 5th, 1898. 6 businessmen and sportsmen at 12 High Street, Old Portsmouth, started a professional football club. Built in 1899, the original Fratton Park was built on old farm ground. It was a potato field, actually. Fratton Park hosted its first match on the 5th of September 1899, and it was a 2-0 win against our rivals, Southampton. In 1900, this was the old Pompey pub, and this was designed and built by A.J. Cogswell. Pompey chairman John Brickwood, a local brewer, and Cogswell was responsible for a lot of the pubs in Portsmouth, and so the Pompey was one of his. Sadly, no longer with us. And the iconic Tudor entrance to Fratton Park was donated by Brickwood, who was chairman at the time, and it was designed by Major Alfred Bone to match Cogswell's style of the old Pompey pub. It was originally the Tudor iconic thing. It had a clock tower, but the clock tower was taken down in 1925 when architect Archibald Leach redesigned the south stand and incorporated that into it. So I'm going to take you around the outside as well. We'll take you around the inside. There's loads of history on the walls of Fratton Park these days. So you've got to remember in the Pompey Pals, the Great War. You've got the Second World War. Some of the legendary players down here. So you've got Jack Froggatt, Jimmy Dickinson, and of later years, Guy Whittingham, Lee Bradbury. So yeah, that's the old pub. I don't know what the old pub's used for anymore. And you can just about see the Fratton End over the back. So we'll have a walk around. We're going to have a walk down, obviously behind here. This is Carisbrooke Road. Behind here you can just make out the south stand, the family stand, which was, I think it's been rebuilt a few times over the years. And you've got the terrace housing that hides the back, so obviously not a lot of light getting in there. So we're going to walk up to the Milton End and we'll show you up there. See you in a minute. So we're coming into Specs Lane, and as you turn left, so this is the south stand. Going to turn into Specs Lane. You've got the recently rebuilt Milton End, which is the away end of Fratton Park, and it's been redone to match the Cogswell and Alfred Bone look of the Tudor times. For many years, this end had no roof, so all the away fans, along with the Pompey fans at one point, when the Fratton End had no roof either, used to get soaked to the bone. But quite unique, really, because it backs on two houses. Obviously, the modern day stadiums don't do this. Fratton Park, the old girl, absolutely fantastic for atmosphere. Really old, traditional style stadium, but holds the atmosphere. And obviously, Pompey have got the reputation of having some of the best fans, responsible for bringing in many a point at Fratton Park for Portsmouth. But the new Milton End looks nice. They've done a really good job with it. Lots of graffiti, which gives it character, I think. Over these sides of the houses, they've been graffitied as well. One just says she wouldn't be happy if that was her house. Graffitied all over it. Yeah, quite a unique character. Specs Lane, the Milton End, Fratton Park. Got the old power substation here. I'm not sure if that's the one that blew up and sort of blew the lights out, but in loving memory of Pete Blackman and Joey Armstrong. I don't know who they are, I apologise, but nice mural. Welcome to Fratton Park. So this has all been rebuilt as well over time. Yeah, so the floodlights we're going to get to. So this is one of the original, not the original floodlights. Pompey had floodlights. First game under floodlights, league game under floodlights, I think it was Newcastle. Let me get my paper out. It's gone well. When the floodlights were originally on the south stand and the north stand roof, but they changed that over time, and they've got permission to actually build these floodlights. And yeah, when the floodlights now are on the top of the roof, as a sort of a memento of years gone by, they managed to keep one of the old floodlights, which is always nice to see. Attendance wise, Fratton Park has an all-time attendance record of 51,385 for an FA Cup quarter-final match against Derby County on the 26th of February 1949, in which Pompey won it 2-1. Capacity has been greatly reduced from its maximum capacity of 58,000 due to the introduction of compulsory seating over the years. So this is I don't know if we can walk up here because it's all locked up. So this is the north stand. So you've got a load of stuff along the back. So 1898, Pompey founded. Portsmouth Municipal College opened in 1908. FA Cup winners in 1939. We'll probably walk around the back and see if we can get some more information. Back in a second. So this, yeah, so this is the Fratton End. Many names. Wrote that. Many names over the years. The KJC stand. It was the Thai Europe stand. I think it's just the Fratton End, although it's got Total AV written all over it. I don't think it's got it's just called the Fratton End these days. Just going to get my notes back out. We've got some information about the Fratton End. So originally called the Fratton Railway End. 1986, the upper tier of the Fratton End was condemned. Many designs for the new Fratton End came and went, resembling the old demolished one. But they were drawn up and sort of just got rid of. Some incorporated hospitality boxes, but ultimately they never happened. And in 1997, the lower section of the Fratton End was finally demolished, and this new Fratton End here, costing 2.2 million, 4,500 seats, was opened on 31st of October 1997. So over the back of here, this used to be all railway land, I believe, and originally it would have been farmland. Now we've got a massive Tesco's that backs on to Fratton Park. You've got B&Q and all those sort of things. But from the back here is when you a lot of you can see the players, and you can see, I think you can see the new fan park thing. I mean, I've walked through it, but I've never used it. So here's the back of the stadium. So it backs onto the Tesco. This is the black ironwork is the new fan zone that's recently been opened. It opened for the Millwall game at home, and ultimately I think it caused it to blow a fuse because the floodlights went out. But yeah, that's the back of the Fratton End. So over here you can see the back of the Fratton Pompey pavilion that's in the main entrance, and that obviously this part here, which is what was incorporated by Archibald Leach when he built the seating area and the stand over the original building. And so this is the new fan zone that's opened up overpriced food and drink. We've got the Victory Suite over here. Yeah. Now walk down the funny old lane. We're coming down the back of the Fratton End again. Old match day ticket office. The club shop, which is over there. We'll probably show you the club shop. I could have showed you the club shop earlier, but we didn't get around that far. And you've got a little tunnel, quite busy on match days. Does this little tunnel get wander? So you've got the Victory South Gate and the Fratton End. And that's where the fan zone is. Wanda loves her lights, so lit up. This is really nice, to be fair. It's not massive. It's not a massive fan zone or anything like that, but it gives you a little bit of character. Ground regulations, if you're interested. Pictures up. Best fans in the land. Got tickets in advance. Probably difficult now. On waiting lists and stuff. And this little alleyway takes us right through to the main entrance to the ground. And over here you've got the VIP entrance. The what? Oh, Nelson, yeah, Nelson's still around. Yeah, Nelson, the mascot. They used to have a girl mascot as well. Oh, there she went. On this site, once more stands a mighty football club. We cannot change the past, but we can shape the future, dedicated to all those fans who took a stand and refused to allow Portsmouth FC to die.
two rules on this tour. Rule 1 is don't go on the pitch, and rule 2 is don't go on the pitch. So we can't unfortunately let you do that. But what we are going to do in a minute is you're just going to make the walk up the steps, and you've just got to kind of like imagine what that kind of noise would be like. Now the way I always try to think about it, what's the noise a football crowd makes at big moments, goal goes in and the teams run out. And how I like to remember it, when I was a kid, if I was lucky, right, sometimes my mum and dad might cook chips for tea. Back in the 70s, how you made chips was you got potatoes, you peeled them, you chopped them up into chip-sized bits, you heated a big pan of fat to boiling point. There were a lot of chip pan fires in the 1970s, right? You put the wet potatoes in a wire basket, you lowered it into the boiling fat, and the noise would go up. That's the noise a football crowd makes. That's an outburst of energy when a goal goes in or what have you. So in a minute, imagine what it's going to be like for 20,000 people doing that. When we kind of come round, right, if you just peel round and go into the respective dugouts either side, was that a question or just a wave? Just a wave. Wave. Yeah. Right, so wait for the sign. My two captains, Ruby and Rex, right, go round, wait. Excellent. Okay. So, gentlemen, that's the walk.
So in the shadow of Pompey's probably greatest ever player, Sir Jimmy Dickinson, capped 46, 48 times for England, just incredible. The tour of Fratton Park, £35 each. Don't know if I'm going to be able to hear you. Right, so on a day off from when there's no game, £35 for the tour. Lasts about an hour, very in-depth, takes you all around inside the South Stand. You get to go in the director's box, the director's lounge, you get to see the Jimmy Dickinson suite, you get to go down into the... She's shaking kids, one's cold, but really good value. The food, outstanding, not enough gravy. The Pompey lager, absolutely dreadful, made by Green King. Didn't realise that, but yeah, absolutely fantastic. In all the years I've been supporting Pompey, and I've been a Pompey fan for 40 years, and never actually been inside that bit of ground, so thoroughly enjoyed it. Can't recommend it highly enough. One last thing to say: play up, Pompey!